Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and today I've got another Amazon here unboxing. This package arrived and I thought, cool, I think I know what it is. Let's have a look. But to open it, here's a treat for you Spyderco fans. Maybe you've never seen one of these. This is the Spyderco Wolf Spider. It's a Bushcraft folding knife, which I know that's kind of an oxymoron in some circles. Uses a kind of a thick blade, flat grind, modified drop point. Doesn't drop very much. G10 scales. It's a little unusual. It's got solid stainless steel liners, and it actually uses a liner lock, but instead of being in the front on the blade side where it normally would be, in this case it's actually on the spine, so it closes a little bit differently. And it was designed in collaboration with the famous bushcrafter Ray Mears. So it's an unusual shape. I don't like it. As far as carry, it's designed to be used open. I mean, that doesn't seem strange. All knives are. But when it's in the closed position, it doesn't just disappear like a good pocket knife would. This thing sticks out of the pocket. You can see the carry clip ends here. So this much pokes out of your pocket, and that actually caught on lots of things and get banged around. It wasn't a nice, smooth thing that would, if it did hit something, it would slide around and not get in the way. This in turn caught on stuff, so that already got in the way. And then this is a sharp point to have in your pocket pressing against the fabric. So although this is a neat concept knife, the execution of it and the actual carry are, let's just say, still in process. Uses a CPM S30V steel. I really like S30V. It does feel great in the hand. This here actually, not only with the finger guard, but also this area allows really secure purchase. It's a pretty small blade. Most bushcraft blades you want about palm width, so this is on the short side. But I'm glad that they're innovating and they're trying different things. So a bushcraft folding blade, it's designed to do real lightweight bushcraft things. And a lot of bushcrafters use them with the fire steel. You know, they'll strike a fire steel with the spine of the knife. This is the sharpest spine I have ever had in a knife. In fact, I can scratch up my fingernail quite easily with it. Look at that. So the spine is almost like a knife on its own, but that's for striking fire steels. Anyway, it also works great for opening Amazon packages. So let's slice into that, super sharp, and see what we got. And ta-da! The Vamplier Pro. I was enamored with my Vamplier little pliers. I've been trying these on everything small. These are great. These teeny weeny ones. So what's the next obvious step? Well, what's the biggest pair of pliers that Vamplier makes? And that's these Pros here. Let's free them. Something I sometimes like to do is savor the use of some of the smaller tools to open things like staples, because I enjoy using tools. So there we go. Broke that. It's in here. This is tough plastic. There we go. Let's slide it out, savor the opening, and ta-da! The Vampliers Pro. First opening, nice. I can hear a little crunch in there. Maybe that'll go away. Just a little bit of resistance, not a lot. Decent grips, handles. If I compare them, say, to something like this, these are a little more spongy. This is a little more industrial. All kinds of places for dirt and stuff to get caught in there. You need dental floss to clean these things. That's crazy. Uses what's called a T-shaped handle, and because they've actually got they kind of show it somewhere in here. Here it is, T-shaped handle. The idea, I guess, part of it with the covering is that it won't roll, won't twist. Not that I've ever had that happen with my snap-ons, but whatever. It's got a grippy surface here, nice cutters. It's got the standard, one reason I got it was that screw removal, kind of a perpendicular or vertical or parallel, I don't know, wherever you're measuring it, perpendicular to common use grabbing front end on it. They market this matching of the teeth here. If you look at the way it closes, they actually line up so you can grab very thin material, and because they overlap, you actually can grab something that's darn near flush. Sometimes I don't worry about that too much. Like with pliers, snap-ons, you know, the way they've got it with a small tooth section, they don't have to be machined perfectly like that, because there's enough play in the plier, you know, wiggle, that when it lines up, it actually will find a way to fall off the points, and you can feel it actually closing it just a little tiny offset just the moment it hits, and that's like the teeth dropping in and grabbing. But most things, once you break away from the thickness of the teeth, even here, once you've gotten away from the thickness of, or the rise of each of the teeth, it doesn't really matter. You can have any shaped grabbing tooth. They don't have to interlace like that. Very nicely made. Finish work is great. Smooth. I like them so far. Again, I was so thrilled with these little guys here that I decided I would go for a bigger pair. There is an intermediate pair called the Beast, which is, I guess, a pretty popular one. So I may end up with that, or I might try what's called an Engineer, or a brand Engineer, which actually apparently makes this. I was on CP the Tool Addict's live stream the other night. He does that on Friday nights. It's always a fun time. And I asked about the Vampliers, saying I just got some and liked them. And people were saying it's the same as, it's made by Engineer, which is another company, and they market them in America, I guess, as Vampliers. I kind of like the name. That, to me, is worth a little bit there. It's more fun, cute. But you can see it does say Engineer right here on the molding of the handle. So that's where they come from. You can get them for a little bit less. And they've got a few, Engineer makes a few different kinds of pliers that I haven't seen marketed under the Vamplier name. But anyway, how well do they work? I know that's what you're wondering. And I got some bigger screws here. These are a little bit too big. The curvature of the small pair doesn't fit into these larger ones. I already tried that, but I haven't tried these yet. Some of my previous go-tos, obviously I might try to use a regular pair of pliers, and it is true, they just pop off. If I had something to grab, I love these snap-on high leverage pliers, you know, so if I could somehow get them to hang on, which they're not, I'm gonna get pinched here, but if I could, that'd be great. Also tried my lineman's in the past. Lineman's might be able to get a bite. I'm just scoring that. In the old days, let me grab a drill here. I'm not going to do it for real because I broke a drill once doing this. But what I did was I would push the chuck down onto a screw. Don't try this at home until I could grab it. Oops, let me open that up. Like if I did it with this bolt, I'd put it on, screw it down, and then I might be able to reverse the screw out. This is a tester there with that bolt by pulling or by just kind of pinching it. But what happened was, in a small screw, it was in pretty tight. I actually chipped a chuck tooth off on a drill, so I don't do that anymore. But anyway, the Vampliers are why we're here. So let's see how these are working. I've got a pretty big mouth there. Let's try it on this. I've got a rounded screw here. I don't have to you know, take my drill here and mess up the screw. You know, that'd be fun to do. Kind of get stuck here. Maybe that one, this might sound better. I could just do that, sacrifice my bit and the screw. But this is a test. I don't have to have a strip screw to test them. So I'm going to put it in, try it. Yeah, nice grabbing. Now I also saw an advertisement for one of the Japanese advertisements for either this or the Engineer. I don't remember. It said that you can also place a screwdriver. So I've got a long screwdriver here. Adjust the camera up just a hair so you can see that better. But the long screwdriver for added leverage, like this. So yeah, sure, you could do that. However, the misuse of your screwdriver as a pry bar is maybe what got you into the position where you needed these, so that's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. But I don't have any trouble if they think it's safe for the plier, you know, to insert something in here to twist. In this case, I want to twist out. So if it was stuck, that's a way that I could add some leverage there. But anyway, it grabbed this one just fine. So I could pull that one out. Let's try this guy here. This is a smaller, smoother, and sunk in even further. So I grab it. Oh my, just slides right out. Look at that, raises it right up. Let's try this flathead here. Kind of a deck screw. Oh, look at that. That is amazing. Beautiful. So I wanted to try it on one more test. So what I'm going to do is skip the whole board thing, and I'm just going to take a screw. I'll use this deck screw here. And let's see what happens. Right here, if I grab it. How tight are these grabbing? So just drop that in right there. You can see it, and twist. And I am wearing safety glasses. Look at that. Snipped it right off on that guy. Well, we all know deck screws aren't the world's strongest. So let's try another, maybe a little stronger screw. Let's try this guy. It's a little beefier. You can see the shaft is quite a bit larger. Let's find out what happens with this. So I'll just grab it right up on top as if it was flush with something. Look at that. Snap the screw right off. There it is. So, if you can get purchase on the screws, these Vampliers, these screw extractors are amazing, and they'll just bust the screw if they can't unscrew it. So even at flush level, you can see how close those are. Flush level, I was able to grab it without any trouble and spin it out. The flat, when that was flush, no problem, rounded. So another win for Vamplier. I am a Vamplier fan. So with that, Doc out.